Wrong with you, bruh? What wrong with you, bruh? So, um, 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 wrong with you, bruh? So we don't really look like necessarily looking like we're flipping bearish here off the I think 1 hour, but yeah, price ended up just kind of weirdly melting lower. We don't really have anything, so I'm gonna check all the pairs and decide, okay, is there a setup that is valid for us to take here. DAX took out drawn liquidity, so now the setups are kind of fucked today. I ain't gonna lie, Gengi. I ain't gonna lie. And this also, would we be valid on looking at lower prices? Let's think about. Nah, we have a 4 hour gap in our way, even though I think gold is legitimately the only pair I'm really trying to trade here. Realistically, we're just gonna flip through the pairs, look at what we have, but realistically, nah, not really. But it's fine, we can backtest. I do want to backtest. I haven't backtested in a while, so that's fine. I guess it's all weird. Like, it's not price action I want to trade like on any pairs. The only one is gold. Like these are kind of flipping bearish, and we need to see a big swing. So let's think about what in terms of validity, or in terms of still being valid here, right? On gold, I would still prefer to look for buys because of the 4 hour inversion rate on liquidity and rebalancing equilibrium price point coming off this strong area. So I would still prefer to look at buys here. I don't really want to look at sells into a 4 hour AVG unless this holds lower and we retest and we look for trades from here. We cannot really trade nix bruh. So we need to see this inverse, meaning we definitely need to see this inverse first before considering any opportunities, because 4 hours is going to be validated. This 4 hour holding is going to be validated, but what us inverting that 1 hour. So that's pretty much what I'm waiting for, and we can look probably to target up here on buy side liquidity, but it's weird, right? So yeah, we're gonna see. This looks, it's kind of two things can happen. We either continue this range lower because it looks like probably like a decent range to continue, but we can also flip it because range is kind of balanced. So it's either we look to continue London's range or we look to trade against it. I would still say we're more likely to play bullish, and that's kind of the scenario I want to see. Sells are kind of forbidden. We do have two confluences, but we're shorting into a 4 hour inverse, which is extremely risky to do, and it's just forbidden, right? I don't want to trade like this. I don't want to trade against a massive bullish retracement. So what I'm gonna wait for, which gold is the only pair that I generally want to trade today, is what I want to wait for is that move, retest, break higher, and then we look to trade towards buy. So it's gonna be like an extra confirmation setup. We are already inversing. This is a really good sign that we're getting here. It's a good sign, but it's way too early. We cannot buy yet because of this hourly inversion. This sign right here is really clean. The fact that we rejected sellers off this FVG, we see here sellers tried to step in and they got rejected and bullish stepped in. So this is an area where we can already buy if we wouldn't have this hourly inversion, and in cases like this I would wait for some type of bigger confluence anyway. So gold is realistically the only pair that I'm looking to trade. Let's go over all of them and try to understand what is actually happening right here. So euro ended up leaving hard of this hourly FVG. We see here the range is balanced, only the small gap, which is very likely going to be a breakaway. So kind of realistically we have an opportunity to sell, which is if we inverse and retest, but it's a very iffy setup. Gold, I had good buys here on the DXY to the sell side, and then we flip bullish, so it makes sense, right? We're on bullish order flow. I would think DXY is drawing a bit higher towards this. This is our next target, this right here, and buy side liquidity on the highs here. So this is pretty nice. So we're gonna definitely draw higher, meaning euro will draw lower towards this low and overall this gaps here. So this is probably going to be our area of drawn liquidity for euro. Further on maybe here, but we need more confluence, so this becomes drawn liquidity. This high here, so I'm going to go over a bit like simpler if I can. So right, we were in very short the flow, but we did have some bullish intent coming in the market, which this can be considered a market structure shift, but it's too early. Because why is too early? Because we only have one range. I explained this a lot of times, and I'm going to explain it again because it helps me internalize information. When we have an initial move, especially let's say imagine we're downtrending and we have a first move higher, at this point this confluence right here is not enough for us to look buys. Why? Because this right here can be just a liquidity rate and we continue lower. So for us to confirm the trend switch, we need to see the second range start to form, meaning that we would have saw price hold this FVG and start holding higher, but we see that it's actually getting inversed, which what is this information right here doing? It's confirming this as a raid, not a break of structure. So at this point we're expecting a bit more of bearish scenarios, but the thing is, yeah, range is looking really healthy. I would think we just melt off this, to be honest. Why can I draw? I would just think we're melting off this and we're just going to continue hard lower towards previous daily low, generally low resistance. Yeah, this is probably what I would think. And we have one confluence buy sell liquidity taken. This is the trigger, I like to call it, and this will be the follow-up, which is the inversion. In this case, is not really complete because then, yeah, we didn't really close below the inversion, so it would be yeah, just going lower. Like, it looks really strong, the range looks really strong. Breakaway inversion here, which acts as like a market structure shift. We close strongly below these lows here, and now we're just very likely just gonna hold this towards the lows. This is voided. We're very likely just gonna hold. So I'm gonna watch this. I don't know if I want to trade it because it's oh wait, it's actually tradable because of the 4-hour inversion. Instead of using the 1 hour, we use 4 hour here. Why? Because this is very voided. I wouldn't really choose this as necessarily as a POI. It can react of this. It is a slightly dangerous area, so I'm not sure exactly because it's also formed around the lows. This is a potential area to continue buys. I would still be more inclined to being valid for sales. It's nice here that the 4-hour gap overlaps with our 50-minute VG here. I'm gonna watch definitely, but I feel like it's risky. If we inverse, yeah, it's in a weird state because of this. We can trade it. We can't. I don't think so. Because it's so hard to trade here because it's tying confluences. Like it can very easily just continue off this low and this mini inversion here and just continue higher. So yeah, and the 4-hour is not yet closed, so it's a bit weird to try and trade it, but it would look good as a continuation lower. I'm kind of thinking here, I want to analyze here better, right? We're overextended, so I wouldn't really like sales of that. Even though 50-minute range looks good, I would actually still kind of be down to buys if we do this. If we inverse, retest the 4-hour, because this it's a 50-minute overlap with a 4-hour, so this is a really pivotal price point in both cases. I would like to still look for buys because of general this area and this low. I would say we're more likely to be bullish, but DXY meaning bearish, yes, we can definitely still fail on DXY, but it doesn't really look like it. So we're gonna look, this is a bit complicated to try and trade here, but I'm gonna monitor, and depending on what I see, maybe I'm gonna trade, but I think I'm just gonna watch because it's a hard scenario to try and trade in. But again, this becomes a really pivotal point. Are we holding this? This becomes our area of determining buys. Are we going higher? Are we going lower? This is a very key factor here, this 4-hour FVG, because if we reject, look, 50 minutes until we close the 4-hour, what does this mean? If we start rejecting higher, it means we're respecting the 4-hour FVG, which, what does it mean? Holding bullish cases. If we reject lower and close below, what does that mean? We're flipping bearish, and then we're gonna go lower. So it's a very pivotal price point in price, I would say, this area, and it also is validated by the 50 minutes. So are we holding this and closing below, or are we inversing it? It's really pivotal, and it's a really kind of in the middle, also kind of very in the middle, because also this range, what did I do? Okay, oh my god, I'm so happy. They had a shitty fucking update on TradingView yesterday. I'm not even gonna explain. We're in the equilibrium of the range, right? So are we continuing buys? Are we going? It's very middly. Even with this also, like I explained previously, we don't want to be, we at this point we don't know if this is a liquidity rate or a break of structure. It's too early. What is going to give us confluences? Are we going to hold lower more, which meaning we're reaching for this, or if we break higher, meaning we're going to go for this and hold bullish structure? So it's a very important point that we need to wait for a bit more structure to see what is going to happen exactly. But we're definitely not gonna look to trade. I still like, look, I still like this. This is good. This, I like the setup, targeting this buy side liquidity here. But I do want to see the hourly this get inversed. It's gonna be really good. A really good potential setup here on gold if we inverse this 1 hour. So that's what I'm waiting for. And then when we inverse, I'm gonna look either for a retracement, retest of it, and look to buy towards this really nice buy side liquidity that we have. We had a really shallow rate here. This usually happens when we leave liquidity for next intention, which would make sense when we have this really shallow rates on liquidity like this. For strong bearishness, we would have had something like an absorption of liquidity and then continue lower, or just a deeper overall. Yeah, this price action here, this is exactly a New York reversal. This looks really well for a New York reversal. I'm gonna show you my, where's my, I'm brain damaged. Where's my New York reversal? Where is you? Look here. See, like this is very similar. This is just the cover of my setup. Like this is very similar where you want to look for New York reversals. Asia slow, London slow, which is slightly slower. The only impulse is around here, and then we just look to trade off a POI. So it's exactly what you want to see. Usually, Asia and London retrace and are slow, right? Retrace within the overall range. In this case, our range is bullish. So what are we doing here? We're retracing towards equilibrium prices. So that's really suitable for my setup, but it's also a bit hard because there is also a model that we have, which is London continuation, which we look to continue London's range. So right, it's kind of what are we doing? Are we continuing London's range, or are we reversing, or are we trading New York reversal? So it depends, but I'm still down to look at these buys. Euro I'm gonna monitor. Now we're looking like we're initiating a bit more bearish. I would like to see this 4-hour candle close lower, close below this, and then we see the retest of this 50-minute VG. That would be perfect for me to look for sales to target this overall sell side liquidity, and that would be enough confluence for me to consider that we're actually going lower, and this is a raid on liquidity, not a break of structure, right? Because it's in a pivotal point. We are currently retracing, and we need to be able to understand if we continue retracing or if we start switching bullish from here. In terms of higher time frame, it's not really like, we don't really, the chances of switching bullish here are kind of low, because what do we have here? Nothing. This is nothing. This is not a POI. The chances of going bullish are gonna start going higher once we reach a POI like this or like this. The lower we go basically within the range, the higher the probabilities are that we start switching bullish. I would say the probability start from here, exactly from this AVG. So that's what we're gonna wait for. For now, I still think the euro is gonna continue bearish actually, even though I would kind of like to see bullish scenarios more. It's very unlikely that it's gonna happen. So yeah, DAX, I don't like that we took out drawn liquidity here. We took two of my main draws, and we took this really massive higher time frame draw, which is not something I would, it's very risky to try and trade here and continue buys from here. You see that we're forming a 1 hour gap, so this might be a good sell, but yeah, there's nothing really crazy. What I think will happen on DAX is we just will do some type of shit like this and start going. This is becoming our draw. This would be a really lower time frame scalp, to be honest. Like a 1 minute scalp, we just look to target here as a retracement trade, very similar to the trade that I had yesterday on GU. I had a trade like this, a retracement trade. Is exactly what I predicted yesterday. We're going lower towards this and this, and then we're gonna have some bullish intent. This is exactly what the idea kind of is from here. So Sadly it's not valid, but I'm gonna monitor and I'm gonna look, probably gonna demo trade. This is gonna be a good demo trade if it is. But yeah, UK looks like it's gonna reverse, but not something I would trade. So UK we skip instantly. Jew ended up melting massively. I don't want to trade around the lows. It's too close to the lows. I don't want to trade this. So Jew gets skipped as well. AUDUSD, it has a really weird state. I would actually say we're gonna reverse as well. So this is not a range I would like to trade. This is not a range I would like to trade just because it's really voided around these lows. But we're gonna see. I just don't like. I feel like it's bearish. So definitely gonna skip. I do like buys on GJ. I do like buys because our buy side liquidity is still intact. Oh, okay. Our buy side liquidity is still intact. I would still like to keep targeting higher. And we look like we even have that failed swing here, which is a confluence I really like to see. And if we continue and disrespect this can be actually a pretty decent trade. But it's weird. We do have a hourly gap here, so it makes it riskier. It makes it invalid basically because of this hourly gap present on the highs. So it's weird. 1 hour, this is the only confluence. 1 hour with inversion I wouldn't really trade, but I think we're gonna sell towards this sell side. Actually, we're gonna see. This is also an interesting case, but it's not a high conviction where I have such high conviction in bias, so it's not generally some type of shit that I want to trade. I feel like it's way more higher chance that we fail and we look for a trade to target the sell side. But this is would be just an intuitive play. We do technically have buy side liquidity taken, and we did take range high, which makes it possible for us to start dwelling lower. But it's weird. It's weird, a weird state. Again, we have really weird states on pairs here. We have really kind of in a pivotal area where biases are kind of close to each other. It's not clear, very clear what we're doing. This gold is looking good here. And yeah, I'm gonna watch. These 4 pairs are basically the pairs I'm gonna watch for today, and we're gonna see what happens. I do like gold here, but I do want to see inversion. I do want to see inversion. I would like to see a bigger range form so that it makes equilibrium prices around this hourly inversion. That's what I would like to see. But yeah, still up to price, right? This is looking bearish. I like this. I would be down to short euro if for the next 40 minutes we close bearish. That's pretty much my criteria for euro DAX. This is gonna be just like a fun part just to express my skill because I know it's gonna be bearish. Probably not gonna trade it. But yeah, gold realistically the only pair I'm looking to trade here. I wonder if this is valid. It's a bit risky, but the thing is, this high that we took, we took this. Okay, this is massive buy side liquidity here, and what we took was actually these 2 highs. So we did take buy side liquidity. I might actually be slightly down to take shorts here because we have pretty good structure. We have boom, failed here, failed a lower high. Why did we fail the lower high? Because Asian highs already reached objective. This is when we usually fail lower highs. It's when we reach objective on the first high, which is this. We fail to break here. We break structure. We inverse, we form a gap. This is a lot of good signs that we're bound to go lower towards this. What I want to pay attention to is if this is a fractal low. It's not. This is just low resistance liquidity. So it's very likely if we hold lower and we break below this low, I'm actually kind of down to take some shorts here. But it would take, it's in the middle. This looks like again like a really strong fractal high. I do really like the structure here, especially if it supports price lower, and from here we can short to target this. That would be a decent trade for today, but it also has a chance of continuing higher because we were extremely bullish. But I would say it's still a higher chance to start some bearish intention because us stopping out all of the sellers from here. Yeah, and we'll see. But I do like this. So we made our analysis for today. What we gotta do is wait. I'll probably gold in GG. I'll do like, so now it's a very important point in gold. Are we holding lower or are we gonna hold higher? Or this can also happen. And then we look on the retest here, we can look for buys to target this and this. So we're gonna see what we do. It looks like it's gonna break lower, so I don't know. I don't know, it's hard, it's very risky to try and short against this 4 hour. I don't really want to do that. Also, this is pretty clean here, how we came for this gap. But I wouldn't really want to, yeah, I wouldn't really want to try and short against this. Still, bullish cases are still my choice. Shorts are invalid for me to take, even though they can happen, right? Feel like a good gap here. This would be a good market structure shift lower and a good model overall to continue land this range, but I still don't like it. But we can demo it though. Nothing wrong with demoing, and I don't think I would be wrong to for a bit trying to short against this massive I'm gonna do a market. If we close, if we don't, I'm not gonna trade. Okay. See, it's still POIs, bullish POI, and unless this bullish gets broken, we can't look to be buying in here, to be shorting. My bad. On demo, sure, just test our skill. I think if we manage to break, we're gonna go lower, but I still prefer upside. And this can be a slightly dangerous area, so we can pay attention. But if we reverse, this is generally reversal behavior when we slowly do this. Maybe a slow stop. Like this. But it's bullish, and we're gonna probably break. This seller's got rejected really nicely here. So, we're gonna see. Oh man. Too risky to try and buy. After two of our targets got reached, it's too risky to try and buy. And these were massive, and this is an inversion here. Yeah, too risky to be trying to buy here. I'm gonna do a slow stop here, but again, demo. Right here, and that's it. That's pretty much gonna be it. Oh, see, this is why sell stops are garbage. Exactly because of this is such a. This is why I never sell stop. This is the perfect example of why I never sell stop. It's just garbage. Markets are better. Limits are better. Like, fuck this bullshit, man. With my retrace within this, I still want to see how much do we have. 28 minutes. Okay. Also DAX, this is gonna be also a demo trade. Just intuition trying to, you know what I mean? Towards here. But technically, if we close, it can be valid for, oh, can be valid for live trades also. But this is garbage, bruh. I'm not even just gonna close. I'm ashamed of this sell stop. These are both potential setups, but they both rely upon closing in the next 20 minutes. Okay. We have some news. Oh, really? Wait. We don't. It's good. This can be a good entry. Main target probably around here, 2R. Final here, 4R. But I don't want to see this. That's the criteria. So meaning a big displacement. Until it's invalidated, it's too early to enter. But it can be a good trade here. Oops. So. Nice candle like this would be the idea. But we need this to happen. 3329. 3329. Let me see on literature actually. It's gold. Two 9.24. 3325. 3325. 1. This is good. If actually I do like the trade. If we close above, I do like this. It's kind of a textbook reverse. And we have really strong high time frame draw. It's really strong high time frame floors. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. We gotta see good if we break. Otherwise it's too early. Maybe for the demo, sure do it, but otherwise, hell no, hell no. How many lots? 1.2. I would actually be down. I do like this shape. I would be down to the 1.5 actually. Maybe not 1.5, 1.25. Yeah, I think that's fine. I do like how we're looking. I'm getting ready. Meaning 1.5. Tiny goal would be 3329. What is this? I can see 3329.3. 3329.33. 3325. Take profit. We're gonna set it later. 13330. Okay, we're ready. If we close. So meaning it's kind of unlikely, but meaning we come here. That's my criteria. You apparently reached this, but we didn't close. So this is bearish. Not a greatest sign. If it feels like this, it's more likely to inverse this and come back lower and then, yeah, just go bearish. That's why we needed to wait. It's also kind of bullish as well. If we inverse this, we can actually look at buys, but it's a stronger range. Like, compare gold's range to euro range. See, this is a range you don't really want to trade against. This is a range you want to trade against. It's a small difference, but it makes a lot of difference, right? This range. Let me do this. This range compared to this range. See the difference in strength. So definitely not really trying to buy on euro, to be honest, against this biggest range. But it would be fine, maybe. So why I said it's more likely to get inversed. or we hold this and then break higher and then we enter. That can be a way of doing things. I'm gonna delete this or make it lower opacity like this. I already know where we are. This is stupid, it just annoys me to have demo trading in my screen. And I know it's very likely to lose it. Demo trading is just not worth it right now. Worth it to watch price. This can also be an idea, but for the demo, because on the 4 hour we didn't close, we still have 18 minutes before we close, so I cannot trade unless we close below the 4 hour embers. Can definitely hold this. Now if we would see a strong break above the highs, this is probably where I would enter, like this maybe, but our stop loss is not gonna be in the greatest spot. Oh, it is, so we'll get around the same R. Weird. Oops. Kind of bearish or not? Very bearish actually. Also like to see this inverse. I'm just demo trading it for, yeah, for fun. I don't like to short here, so I'm still waiting for that inversion even if the demo trade is so.
like we should. We always talk about, I have unconditional love. Unconditional love is, we don't even know it. Because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. But that real love, that love that sometimes is difficult to have, that's that love. Stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. Difficult to have. That's that love.
is gonna happen is gonna be this. We're gonna have a false fake move, and then we're gonna see the buy. Here I'm looking to buy here. Or it might just work close to peak. Depends. I feel like buys more buys are valid for me, so very valid because of this 4 hour course. It is what it is. We need the data VG, so it might make sense for us to short here actually. Ooh, maybe. Wait, let me get a map those real quick. What we were waiting for the source to be valid is close below the 4 hour inverse. We did close, and let's see, when did we close? Right here. Yeah, this might be a good sell to target this. I don't know what this lot size is, but I'm gonna see how the gap forms here, and there can be a potential trade. This high is nice, it's protected, and we can look at this. The 2R, simple. The zone now loses relevance. This gap, it all depends on this, how this gap forms. Gold looks like it's selling its moves already, I kind of gets fucked. But this would be a good trade here if we close properly. We basically we did retest the 4 hour inversion, but it wasn't complete, and now it kind of looks good. No resistance. 2R. Protected high. This guy looks good here. This is no hesitation trade after that. How the trade is looking. It's gold melting. Not really. I think we're still gonna get those buys. But this is looking good. I do like how this looks on Euro. we were patient to wait for that confluence to go lower. 4 hour to 4 hour inverse, now we can easily continue lowering. This is our total liquidity. This can be our final or this. So, but mainly 2 hour. That's kind of what we're looking at here. I want to make it slightly higher. We're waiting on 12 seconds. With something like this, I think what we're going to react off is this breaker. DXY will be bullish, which is anyways if my bias at least towards this, so it's gonna reach a bit early, but I think Euro should have an easy way towards lows. Low resistance low should be easy. What gives me confidence is this formation right here, the fractal high. Okay, gold is melting. Our demo trade is melting. But it was invalid. I'm not gonna be mad at just respecting my boundaries and who I am as a trader. So no matter if it goes, I knew it was a good trade. I don't know if I should have acted, most likely not, because it's just too risky to trade against this 4 hour inverse. I mean, to be honest, it did get mitigated here. Kinda used that, or yeah, it's weird, so we'll see. We're still chilling with a euro trade. In my opinion, we get like 2 point something R, so we should be chilling on the trade. It should be a very low resistance liquidity round. It should be really easy delivery towards lows. Fuck off, man. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even know who you are, man. Get the fuck out. Gotta read this, but that's fine. It's called like random personal range. It's a pattern when we don't make significant retraces, we just melt, and in this case it makes sense. It's an overextended London continuation basically, but for me it still makes sense to trade off this because of the 4 hour inversion, which is a new imperial price point. So in my opinion will be fine, should be fine on going lower. We might retest, as I said, we might retest because the gap is still pretty big. We didn't mitigate this breaker, so it might make sense to pull back a bit deeper, but I don't think we should be worried. I don't really see this is very low resistance, it's very voided. I would still expect price to easily draw lower towards this. It's very low resistance. It's low. Yes, we do have this, but I'm not worried about that. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Or just expressing what I think. That's how I trade nowadays. I don't trade who I am. I don't trade when I don't trade because I just trade to express my skill, to be honest. And like what I think is gonna happen, we're gonna draw lower easily, pretty much easily. But we can also be wrong and reverse. But this is why I think it's most likely now to happen. Is if we get more confluence and align with the XY bias, you should be easily drawn higher towards this. And yeah, Euro gets influenced a lot by the XY. So we'll see what he do. Not gonna lie, this looks like it's just gonna melt from here, but we're gonna see. I genuinely love so much what I'm doing, bro. Like, I love trading so much. Like, it's not about this. Like, this doesn't matter. The fact that we're melting right now and we're in profit. Like, it's not about that. Just being here, listening to music and just watching charts. Like, I couldn't possibly ask for more. Like, that's how happy I am. I'm like in a space of so much gratitude because I'm just like so happy to be here. Like, so happy to do what I love. And to be honest, like, I don't know. I just feel extremely good just being here and doing what I love, bro. Like, this is what it's for. It's not about the money. I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't give a fuck if the trade wins or loses. That's not what it's about. It's about just me enjoying my presence here. Uh, Just even if there is a trade, even there is not a trade, even if it's a loss or a win, I'm still gonna feel the same way because I generally still enjoy what I'm doing. Is trading will not like trading results are not gonna affect how I feel about myself. Like, I just really enjoy what I'm doing. That's pretty much it, and I just wanted to put that out there because I'm really grateful for being able to do this, being supported by my parents, because my parents were not really supportive at first, but this account that I'm trading right now was my father that bought me, so I couldn't have possibly asked for more. To be honest, I'm just really happy that I'm doing what I love doing. That's pretty much it, and I just wanted to put that out there. This trade I'm not gonna touch. Apparently it's melting. I said that like a couple of minutes ago, but we'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be main TP. I'm not really looking. I just main TP. That's it. If it gets hit, it gets hit, and pretty much it. Like, no overcomplication. Just a simple 2R on a low probability week. This is generally what I'm looking at. A general like 2 to 3R, not more, not less. 2 to 3R, it's enough. But yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here listening to music, vibing. Like, I'm just grateful to be here, to be honest. Even if there's no one watching, that's just not important, to be honest. There's gonna be people watching at some point, but I just enjoy what I'm doing, and that's why I'm streaming, because it keeps me accountable, and yeah, keeps me focused. It's not about if there's anyone watching or not. But yeah, we should still probably be chilling on going lower. But yeah, I'm just gonna go smoke, and yeah, still gonna let the trade run. This is probably a no management trade, right? Yeah, we'll see what price does. I can't really have any expectations here, but it generally should be a low resistance trade. Like, we should probably reach for that low very easily. That's what I think, but at the end of the day, it still depends on the market. So yeah, gonna let it run. And I love this music as well, bro. It makes me feel so good, bro. it's melting, apparently. What do you mean, PT? What do you mean, bruh? Was AFK, my bad, chief. Was AFKing. I wasn't here to answer. I don't know what do you mean by PT. PT? TP? It's looking really good for now. It would be a crazy trade if this hits TP. It would be a crazy trade, but we gotta stay present and wait and see what the market does. But it would be absolutely crazy. And to be honest, looking at price, the way it's balanced, I think this is a case where we would melt towards TP because it kind of balanced on lower time frames. And now we're holding like 1 minute FVGs. So as I said, this is what I expected anyways, but we're still gonna let it run and see what happens. We just gotta be present at the end of the day. No expectation, just reacting. I don't know why I feel like I think I'm gonna meditate. I don't know why I feel like meditating right now. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. Meditate a bit. I don't know why I'm feeling called to meditate, but I'm just gonna do it regardless. There's still nothing to manage, right? There's still nothing to manage just yet. We might have just came from here. I still believe that's what I was looking here. Where do we have reason to react before reaching this low, and we don't. This is just about trusting at this point. Just about trusting the trade and letting it run. So yeah. Even though it looks like, oh my god, price is retracing, there's still no fucking reason to close. We still have the 5-minute FVG here. We don't make sense reacting from here, so I'm still gonna hold. This is not being biased, this is just being realistic and understanding probabilities. We still have this 5-minute FVG, so guess what? Price is very likely still gonna continue lower. It doesn't mean if price retraces, and don't get scared about this. This is exactly how many times I closed early. For me, it's still valid on reaching lower. If we get reversed on, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. But I still believe that we're gonna go lower. And yeah, we did inverse a 3-minute, but it's not enough confluence for me to close the trade. Not yet. So I'm still gonna let it run. That gold trade that we had on the demo apparently got hit. Really nice trade, but it was invalid sadly to trade against a 4-hour gap, so we couldn't really do that much. Maybe it was kind of like objective navigation. Yeah, again, this is the thing I gotta study. So I'm gonna probably study this. Maybe it could have been traded because the PI got mitigated here and we did an inverse. Be having an entry lower means what we're expecting, but yeah, this entry wouldn't have been valid. Yeah, realistically, this trade wouldn't be valid to take here. So yeah, this might come for break-even orders. There's a really high chance it comes for break-even orders because break-even is really relevant in this case. If it reverses, it reverses. It is what it is. But we had a really small 1-minute inverse here. This is maybe what I should have trimmed, but I don't think this is a level where I would trim without I would just trim. Right, we need to see a 3-minute like proper market structure, something a 5-minute gap which we didn't have. So for me, it still looks retractive. This price action here still looks retractive, even if you might see it as delusional or whatever. I still think the trade is gonna go. Would have been nice to see TP getting hit like for the next few candles, but this is just the market sometimes, right? If the market wants to retrace, it retraces. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I still believe in the trade reaching lower. I still think this is very low resistance, and we're gonna see what it does, right? Still not attached to results or whatever. I still think it's gonna go lower. We might come for break even. As I said, break even are really relevant here, or we just might have made a deeper pullback. I still believe in sells, and it's still we're just approaching silver bullet, so it makes perfect sense for now to start displacing lower again when volatility starts stepping in the market. Yeah, that's basically it. So still gonna let it run. Still looking good. We just retraced. So yeah, it's all about kind of knowing when to manage the trade and when to not. For now, it still looks good. There is the potential we react from here, but generally, I still think we're gonna reach lower because we still have this intact liquidity. And what this did is just create even more liquidity for the buyers here. So we have stop losses here and stop losses here. So it's just more liquidity for price to be drawn towards. We just mitigated basically this order block on break-even entries. Of course, the trade would have been way cleaner if we just melted for TP, but that's just the market, right? We cannot force what we want to see on the market, so we're gonna see what it do. What do you think? Oh, that's good. Oh shit, that's really good. We start melting. So at this point, we're really close to TP. We should be hitting that shit easily because this is a higher time frame, low resistance, low. So also with timing, it's silver bullet, so we kinda expected volatility to step in exactly here. See, this is stock exchange open, I think it's called, or I'm not sure how silver bullet hours is actually called, but this is where volatility started stepping in, and that's where we got these sellers. We just retraced, set up price for silver bullet hours, and then when silver bullet hours opened, we massively displaced lower, reaching back into the sell side that we initially targeted, if that makes sense. Now I just want to see it continue. I mean, probably in the next few minutes, in the next candle, it should hit TP, but it's up to the market. Once again, it's always up to what the market wants to do, right? I gotta go. I would have liked the tree to get hit here. I think I'm gonna leave it running because I still believe in us reaching this low. We might have mitigated here. I'm still gonna pay attention, but it should technically just hit TP. I'm gonna let the stream open just because I would be nice to just hit it in one candle so I can be done and just leave, because I gotta do something with my father. But we'll see. I guess. But we'll let it get done. It should be fine though. Okay, I forgot to mute my bad.
unconditional love. Unconditional love is we don't even know it because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. But that real love that sometimes is difficult. It's difficult to have. That's that love.
thing with you is, you don't seem to understand what love is really about. You young punks go to the movies a couple of times, do a little necking, and you think you're in love.
So yeah, this was it for today. It ended up being a really nice trade. Yeah, I'm glad I trusted it and I didn't touch the trade whatsoever. Yeah, W trade. So we ended up making like, let me see how much we ended up making. Probably like 2.5 or something. We made like 2.75, I think. And bringing the account back at, let me see, where is the account situated at? I think we're almost getting out of break even. I thought that this period will never come, like the period that I'm getting out of drawdown. To be honest, I've been in the drawdown for a while now, but I feel like I'm reaching profitability. I don't want to speak too soon, still minus 1%, but this is really nothing, to be honest, compared to minus 8% that we've been in drawdown. We're in minus 8% drawdown. It's kind of crazy that it's kind of crazy that I was able to recover from the edge of losing the account. 3 times I was one trade away from losing the account and I started winning. And I generally think I'm reaching profitability, but it's just that I'm gonna be still focused on doing this every day. If I just focus every day, it's inevitable to turn profitable at the end of the day. So if I just focus like I did today, when there's New York and London, every session just be fully present. Pula mea. Că mă auzi că vorbesc, de ce pula mea intri? Bro, it's so annoying, bro, sometimes, bro, I swear to God. But it ended up being a good trade. Sometimes it's risky, but I just seen this model play it out a lot of times, and we got it the 4-hour inversion to confirm that we're actually reaching lower. Our TP ended up being really well placed. As I said, this is easy. Our target, we don't look to target lower. It's no point on looking that, especially in low probability days, and especially in a day where we formed a range of 75 pips. Like, there is no reason to try and force looking to target for more. It's a simple 2-hour trade, and that was it. Like, the trade was really clean. We had a really sniper entry. It would have been cleaner if we would have just hit TP from here, but it is what it is. Sometimes the market does this. I've seen this pattern a lot of times, and yeah, it ended up being a really nice trade, a sniper entry. And yeah, I'm happy to be doing this every day, and I'm just gonna continue on doing it. Right, I'm gonna probably make this video into a short, and probably at the end of the week I'm gonna kind of summarize all the trades that I've been in. I think this week, in the past week, we had like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. We had the crazy GU trade, this one. So we had 2 trades on GU. The yesterday trade on GU should have been a win. Like this one, instead I closed at around break even because I wasn't focused. That's completely fine, sometimes it happens. But we also had a 5-hour here, so it's gonna be this trade, and the trade from Euro today. And depending on what do we catch this week, for now it's going pretty well. Like we had we had like a trade every day, so we'll see if it keeps going. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I just want to be here then watch charts, to be honest. But yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's happened. Just gonna keep doing this, and yeah. Thank you for being here. I love you, love you, love you, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow, back on the charts again every single day. So the streams are gonna be daily, every single day, London and New York, every single day. So I'm gonna see you later. Thank you for being here, and ended up being a W day today. Thank